Hi, I'm Rebecca Harris and welcome to today's edition of Faces and Places. Today we are at the Phenix City Fire Department at Station 1 and we're going to be visiting with Chief Chris Kennedy. So I want to welcome you to the show today, and as you know, our show is all about faces and places, and we want to get our community aware of who's working for the city. And I know that you've been an employee of the city for a long time, Chris. So can you tell us a little bit about how you became the chief of the fire department for Phenix City?
Well, I guess that's a little bit of a long story. I'll try to make it short.
You don't have to make it short. We want to know.
Well, growing up, it's very ironic. Growing up, I was extremely afraid of fire trucks. If a fire truck came on our street, I would run in the house and try to hide. I mean, just the noise, the sound, everything about them was so large. It was very intimidating.
Right.
My entire family is in law enforcement. My father was a police officer. Both my brothers have been in law enforcement. So I guess I'm the oddball in trying to become a firefighter and being in the fire service. Nevertheless, 27 years ago, a little over 27 years ago, I decided I wanted to join a fire service. I conducted some research about the fire departments in this area. And in doing that research, I was actually able to come and speak with Chief Prater, Jerry Prater, who was the fire chief at the time, in 1989. And decided that that was really something that I wanted to do. However, I had a prior commitment or a current commitment with my existing employer, and I was being moved to Atlanta to manage a sporting goods store. But at some point he told me, he said, well, if you ever change your mind and you want to become a firefighter, let me know and we'll talk. So 3 months passed. I got tired of the rat race in Atlanta. I contacted Chief Prater and went through the hiring process, and a few years later, here I am. I've been fortunate enough to start at the bottom, become a firefighter, stay a firefighter, remain a firefighter for a few years, and progress through the ranks. Sergeant, driver engineers the next after being a firefighter, and in our department, captain on the line, responding on the fire trucks. And then we also have a training division, and we have a fire prevention division. In fire prevention, we're responsible for inspections of existing buildings, plans review and construction inspections of new buildings, and also investigating the cause and origin of fires. I was fortunate enough to once I became a captain on the line, I shortly thereafter moved into fire prevention, was a captain in fire prevention, and then became the battalion chief / fire marshal over the fire prevention division. And that was in 2005, became the fire marshal, and in 2009 was appointed the interim fire chief, deputy chief, as well as the fire marshal. So
wow.
I wore 3 hats.
That was a lot.
Yes, ma'am, it was. So I think my supervisors have had a lot of faith and trust in me, and the next year in 2010 was appointed fire chief and still remained the fire marshal up until last month.
Wow.
And I was able to pass those duties off. So.
And guess what? She is one of 2 female chiefs in the whole state of Alabama.
That's right.
So I think that's a big deal.
Oh, thank you very much.
We're very proud of you. And one thing that I want to bring up as far as accolades goes, I know that you're very, very humble, but your firefighters and your department has won a lot of awards. Y'all are extremely, let me grab this beautiful, beautiful thing here. Y'all are extremely active out in the community. So can you tell us a little bit about what this award is about?
Yeah, in 2000, I believe it was around 2000, the fire chief, Wallace Hunter at the time, decided that we would be a little bit more involved in the community. MDA has always had a partnership with the fire service. And I'm assuming at the time MDA's officials contacted Chief Hunter and was inquiring about, if we would be more involved. We became more involved. That's one of the that's about the only organization that we actually help collect money for.
Right.
And it's because of the long-standing partnership. They've had a partnership for about 60 years. And so we decided we were going to get involved in MDA and help with the fight against MDA at our local level. And since the inception of us getting really involved in it, we won 10 golden axes. That's a golden axe. That's a trophy that you win for the most collections in the population of your community.
Right. So when you see them out in the community, you do this in September?
Well, we do it actually I say all year long, but it actually starts in April, and we go until Labor Day.
Okay.
But we don't collect every weekend. We've had agreements where we could go to Walmart and the Piggly Wigglies. Mr. Milliken with the Piggly Wigglies has allowed us to collect in front of his stores. So Piggly Wiggly and Walmart's where we go on various weekends from April to September, Labor Day weekend.
So when you see them out with the boots, that's what they're doing. They're collecting money for MDA, and we're very, very proud of you for that. And I also want to let y'all know that our firefighters are just extremely generous when it comes to giving to United Way. So not only are they giving of their time and talents to be firefighters, but they're also out there in the community doing things for the community.
That's right.
So before we get a tour of the fire department, Chief Kennedy, I want to ask you a little bit about if someone wanted to become a firefighter,
yes, ma'am,
what would the very first step be? And I'm going to set this down. It's getting a little bit heavy.
All right. You have to be at least 18 years of age in Phenix City to apply, have a GED or high school diploma. The first step is to go to HR department, Human Resources for the city, pick up an application, and they're only going to give you an application if you meet those two requirements initially.
Okay. Are there any openings right now?
Currently there are, yes ma'am. I have 4 vacant firefighter positions, and we are actively in the pre-employment and hiring process currently.
All right. So we may be getting some new firefighters here very soon. And like I said, we're here at Station 1. So if you wouldn't mind, can you give us a little tour?
Sure, sure. Currently, like you said, we're at Station 1, Fire Station 1. We have 3. This one's located at 1910 Crawford Road. It was built between 1999 and 2000. We also have Station 3, which is at 510 South Seal Road. Looks exactly like this if you were to ever pass by. It was also built in the 2000-2001 time frame. And then we have Station 4 that's located up off Airport Road, and it was built in 1971. If you look around the engine room, this is actually the engine bay where the apparatus are stored. This is engine 5. This is a reserve pumper. We have 3 first run pumpers, 1 at Station 1, 1 at Station 3, and 1 at Station 4. The truck behind engine 5 is our current first run truck, however it's out of service today. It's housed here. This is Quint 3. Quint 3 is one of our 2 aerial apparatus that we have. We have a 95-foot platform which has the big bucket in the front, and it's actually been taken to be repaired in Fairhope, Alabama. So Quint 3, our 75-foot Quint, is here at Station 1 to run the calls for the whole city. We also have stored here, which just left, is our rescue truck and our command vehicle. So the battalion chief that's actually on duty is stationed out of here, and his vehicle is out back. So he responds throughout the city with all the calls. We're coming in off the engine room into the actual living quarters of the fire station. In the fire station is just like a house, but yet it's a commercial / residential property. If you want to come down the hallway here, on the left side of the hallway, this is the battalion chief's office. Like I said, he's the commander for the entire shift.
Morning.
The person standing up is Battalion Chief Mike Hanson, and like I said, he's responsible for A shift, which is currently on duty today. The gentleman sitting down is Assistant Chief William Zucker, and he is the Assistant Chief for the fire department. This is our radio, what we call a radio room, and the reason is because all of the equipment for the station to be able to receive the call from dispatch is located right here. We also have an alternate means of communication with this red phone with dispatch. If for some reason the tone didn't go off and the guys didn't hear that we have a call, they can call dispatch direct, or dispatch can call us. This is another location where, due to the calls that we run, the amount of calls we run, this is firefighter Richard Brantley. When he comes back from, say, a medical call, he has access to a computer where he can go ahead and start the run report. And this is just one of 3 locations that they have in the facility to be able to use the computers for official business. This is the captain's office for the fire station. This is Captain Mike Dempsey. Like I said, he also has a computer for for all his computer work and official business that he has to take care of every day. He's responsible for not only running on the fire truck to all the calls. He's responsible for checking all of the computer work that's done by his employees. If they actually had a structure fire or any other type fire call, the driver engineer would be responsible for completing the fire report, and again, he's responsible for checking that work. So this is his office. This is the day room. Like I said, it's kind of a residential / commercial building. This is kind of where in their downtime, during lunch or after 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, they have somewhat of their own free time. They can watch TV. They relax. They don't sleep out here. They sleep in their beds in the back. But now they're gonna get a call.
County Station for Station 3, News Department 101 10th Avenue South, 101 10th Avenue South, the Elton Apartment 72 Bravo 73B. She's on the line, she's turning on her AC unit and testing burning still in her apartment.
Well, they got to go. You want to get them? You want to get them going out to the car? Soon as I thought they were saying medical call, but they said burning smell.
That's very wrong. Right.
As you can see, all the trucks just left. They had a possible structure fire call to the south end of town, so Station 1 and Station 3 will respond to that call, and that's where they just left to go. All right, we're currently in the living room of Fire Station 1, and so we're going to go into the kitchen. As you can see, it has all the comforts of home. It looks like a normal single-family residential kitchen with a stove, microwave, sink, dishwasher. I guess unfortunately you wouldn't have 2 refrigerators in your own home, but due to the number of employees that we have here, they have to have more than 1 refrigerator. They have their own food lockers. That's what these are, A, B, and C. In this closet is a washer and dryer, just like you'd have at your home. They have things for the station that they have to wash and dry. Their bedspreads, and so proceeding through the fire station. These are storage closets. One's for the hot water heater, and then the other. We have a storage closet for their maintenance supplies. I don't know if you want to go in there or not, but it just general household cleaning items. There's a men's restroom and a women's restroom. in case we do have female firefighters. They have a facility to use. There's showers in there just like at your home, as well as in the men's restroom. That is Assistant Chief Zucker's office, which is locked up. But then this is the dormitory.
Can you tell us how many firefighters are usually here at one time and what their shifts look like?
Sure. We have 3 shifts. All 3 shifts have a maximum of 18 people per shift, okay, on duty at one time. That is if we're at maximum capacity. Like I said before, right now we're short 4 firefighters. In this fire station, when this station was built, the station was built with 8 bedrooms, okay, 8 single bedrooms. So A, B, and C shift, everybody has a bedroom. So A shift comes on duty. There's a maximum really of 6 people at this fire station. So all 8 bedrooms are not being used at one time. Station 3 and Station 4 have 5 people at each fire station. Station 3 looks exactly like Station 1 with 8 bedrooms. And then Station 4 is still from the old era where there's one large dormitory in the back. So it could house more than 5 people if necessary, but there are 5 beds in the back dormitory at Station 4. So there's 4 typically on the fire. I take that back. There's 7 people at this fire station if we're at maximum capacity. 4 on the fire truck, 2 on the rescue truck, and then the command officer, the battalion chief. So if you'd like to look in one of the bedrooms, all the bedrooms look the same. They have a twin bed with A, B, and C lockers behind the door and a desk.
How long is their shift?
Okay. In Phenix City, we work 24 hours. The guys work 24 hours and they're off 48. So they come back to work every 3rd day. They work 10 days a month. But in this closet outside, which the door stays closed, this is where all of their individual turnout gear lockers are, with the extractor that we wash our turnout gear in. We can't, and this is their turnout gear. This is what we actually wear going into any type of fire or MVC wreck. Anything other than just a standard medical call, they have to wear that gear, and then that gear is washed in that machine. It can't be washed inside for health reasons. And that's pretty much it as far as the fire station goes. And parking lots out back with their vehicles and some other staff vehicles.
Well, another thing that I wanted to talk about is so many times when you see a fire truck coming, people panic. They don't know what to do.
That's right.
So tell us what is the proper way that regular citizens out there driving the streets can help you guys when you're en route to a fire.
Well, the state law is going to require that they yield the right-of-way of an emergency vehicle. So if they can pull off to the shoulder of their road and let the apparatus by, as you can tell, they're very large.
Right.
And so traffic gets congested from time to time. So if they'll just pull over and let us by, it'll make it a lot easier for us without the drivers having to zigzag through traffic.
Right. And what about if they're at an intersection?
Well, if they're at an intersection and we're getting ready to approach the intersection, naturally we have to approach the intersection with caution.
Right.
All drivers, again, are not going to yield the right-of-way to the emergency vehicle. So from time to time, our guys are pretty much going to have to come to a complete stop to make sure that traffic has stopped in all 4 directions, and then they can proceed.
All right. So we want to do our best to try to get out of the way so that they can go do their jobs. And another job that you guys have is fire prevention education. So with it being as hot as it is right now, I know that there are a lot of fires that happen just spontaneously, and people put themselves in danger with fireworks and things like that. So can you just give us a few little pointers about how we can help you prevent fires?
Well, sure. You know, as the homeowner, if you would like, we actually have a program here in Phenix City where we'll be happy to come in and tell the homeowner do like a pre-fire survey for them. It's not a full-fledged inspection. It's a safety survey. If there's something that we recognize that could be a potential hazard for the homeowner, such as receptacles that don't have cover plates, carpet that has extension cords with the extension cords run under it, that could be a hazard from time to time because the insulation is going to be rubbed off the extension cord and it could potentially cause a fire. Smoke detectors. If you have smoke detectors in your home, if you don't have smoke detectors in your home, we will be more than happy. We can provide free smoke detectors. We'll be more than happy to come and install them for you.
Wow.
And that's a program that we started a couple years ago through a federal grant that we got from FEMA. And we still have some smoke alarms, and we'll be more than happy to come and install them for you. All we need is for you to call us and let us know. If you do have a fire in your home, please call 911. Don't try to necessarily put it out yourself unless you can do so safely. You never want to put water on grease, fat on the stove. You never want to do that. You never want to put water on an electrical fire. It would be advantageous for you to have an ABC dry chemical fire extinguisher in your home to use in the event you do have a fire in your kitchen or anywhere else.
And what if they don't know how to use this fire extinguisher?
We'll be more than happy once again to educate that we do that as well, educate the public on the proper use of fire extinguishers and actually the proper fire extinguisher to use on certain type fires.
Okay.
That's why I said ABC. ABC is Class A, B, and C for the first 4 classes of fire. It actually encompasses the first 3. We'll be happy to teach them how to use the fire. We use a fire extinguisher. We use acronym PASS, pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep.
All right. And I know that you do education in the schools as well. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. We speak to all the teachers and all the students. Actually, any person that calls wants a tour of the fire station or would like for us to come to their location, schools, churches, civic organizations, you name it, we go. It is our job and our priority, number one priority, to try to prevent fires. I mean, it's a shame that you actually need the fire service. We want to try to prevent as many as possible and through education. We go, when we talk to the children, we try to start in Head Start, 3-year-olds actually.
All right.
All the way up to junior high. By the time you get to some junior high students or middle school students and high school students, they know everything. They really don't need us to tell them, but we try anyway. Stop, drop, and roll. If your clothes catch on fire, stop, drop, and roll is the best method. Stop what you're doing, drop to the ground, and roll.
Right.
If you do have a fire in your home, we try to teach people how to get out. Once they get out, we teach them proper procedures as to where to go in their yard, so that all family members can meet up at a central location, and everyone can be accounted for. We talk to thousands of community citizens every year, and that's something we pride ourselves in.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for taking your time. I know you're very, very busy doing all the things that you do to talk to us today, and this has been very interesting coming to the fire station. A lot of times, little children get to come on the tours, but other people drive by them every day and we take for granted that the things that you guys do. It's very, very special people who will run into a fire instead of running away from a fire to save people. So I want to thank you very much for your service to the city and all the other firefighters that are working here for the city. And when you see them out in public, please take time to thank them. And again, I want to thank you, Chief Chris Kennedy, and thank you, Cable TV of East Alabama. And join us for our next episode of Faces and Places, where you never know whose face you'll see and which place will be. See you next time.